We got an issue with the ceiling fan, so now we gotta switch this out. What's cracking, y'all? Welcome back. For some reason, it's not running at full speed and it smells like something is burning. It just smells like the motor burnt out up there in that fan. This fan is only like 2 years old, so it's kind of weird. But we ended up buying the same exact one, so now we're gonna go up here and replace it real quick. Art Life type of day, you feel me? Make sure y'all head over to ARTTLife.com and definitely check out some of the stuff that we got. So first thing we gotta do is shut off the power downstairs and then come up here and switch out this light. All right, so we down here at the panel. Of course, this panel is not numbered, so we're gonna turn off the main one. We ain't got time. They have a certain meter that you can use for this. I might use it and see, but it'll let you read out each breaker so you can be able to name them. But we're gonna shut them all off because we don't want no mishaps. All right, we're gonna pull this light cover down. After that, we'll be able to get to the screws on that fan. And we're gonna be able to pull those fan blades off. After we pull the fan blades off, we got 2 screws right there on the end. We're just gonna pop them off. And then that cover will come off of that ceiling fan there. Then we'll be able to unhook it and get ready for our new one. Of course, I'm gonna show y'all how we're gonna install this new one as well. Go ahead, grab my drill, all the little tools I need, and just get to popping all that off. But before we start, go ahead and hit the light switches, make sure the power is actually off of here, make sure I ain't turn off another unit. And we're looking good, no lights popped on. All right, y'all, so I started off by taking these screws off this side. Some little screws. One there, and then one back here. And it goes up in this little box. You got some quick connect tabs in here. Pop these joints off. All right, then you gotta make sure you take your chains off first too. Or they just hang like that. Oh, I can smell it. It smells burnt up here. That's crazy. I'm gonna unhook these pull strings. Oh yeah, this fan stink. The workmanship and stuff just went downhill. So hopefully that change with maybe more factories and stuff gonna come back here. People start making stuff more quality, but now we're about to unscrew these fan blades. So now by removing this cover right here, now we can get to these screws on the fan blades. And you don't need no drill. You just got a screwdriver that'll be cool too. When I worked in an apartment building as a maintenance man, I switched out a lot of ceiling fans when we used to have to redo whole apartments over. And I used to do them boys in a day, ask about me. Most of them dudes was taking a whole week to redo an apartment. I think that's it, was knocking them boys out in a day. We had to switch out the fans, all the outlets, all the switches, recaulk the tubs, sinks, might have to switch out the sinks, switch out the faucets in the kitchen and the bathroom. Next is gonna be these screws up here. These some little small ones. We definitely ain't used to clean it. Used to be a separate cleaner, so that's what made stuff easy. I ain't a cleaning type, I just wanna come, you know what I'm talking about, put that joint together. But now y'all see, this is all we have here. So you got 2 screws here, and it's the same thing on this other side. We got 2 screws right there. So we're gonna take those down. I can leave this bracket up here because we're going back with the same fan. That's a good thing about having the same fan, the same brand. But yeah, we used to be in and out. Some people hated doing ceiling fans. But after you do so many, man, that stuff is so easy. Easy. It just looked different. Me and my boy D, sometimes we used to challenge each other, see how quick we can do it. When you make something difficult, it's just gonna be difficult. But when you just, know what I'm saying, play it like it's easy, man. Just go ahead and knock it out, then it's gonna become easy. Some people be so quick to complain. Like, shut up, complain. Just knock it out and just do it. You spend more time just complaining about something, doing something instead of actually doing it. All right, so we got this down now. See, we got our wires sticking up. All we got up there is a hot and a neutral, and then we got our ground wire that's attached to the bracket. So I'm gonna go bust down this box right here. So this is the content that we got in the box. Got our motor right here. They give you a light bulb. This is like your chains and all your screws for the fan blades. This is our fan blade brackets, our wall bracket. And then this is our light assembly right here. So we're gonna go back with everything brand new. So the first thing that we gotta put up is this motor. So we're gonna be taking this and putting this joint back up there. And then we're gonna be able to put the cover on. Not this cover, we're using all new stuff, but put the cover on, then fan blades, then lights and all that good stuff. One thing that you can pre-do before you move that stuff up there is you gotta screw these on these fan blades. So we up here at the bracket. This bracket was already up here because we was replacing this ceiling fan, so I didn't have to touch this bracket. But if you gotta install this bracket on your ceiling, more than likely your ceiling got a box on there, circle, square, no matter what it is. It got 2 holes with 2 screws can get drilled in. So you got 2 holes, slots right here. So you got a slot here and you got a slot right here. These slots is long, so it's kind of like universal. So you always gonna have at least 2 spots where you can screw in, and that's where you're gonna be screwing this box into, this plate into. You're just gonna put the screws through here and screw that joint right up to the box. And it's gonna be nice and easy and nice and even. If your screw is going to go through this hole, make sure you put a washer on there. Once you got that up there, got our new motor right here. What you wanna do first is, see, there's a small side on this motor right here. You got that end, and then you got this end. This small end right here actually goes up inside of this bracket. Push up, and bam. I'll take that, turn your motor sideways, push it in that hole, and bam. Now it can hang there. I'm gonna go ahead and connect my wires up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and connect my wires. I'm using all new hardware stuff, man. So the screws, the new screws for this bracket, I'm using those. Even down to the wire ties, the wire caps, using those new too. So with this one, you got black wire, white wire, you got a blue wire, and a green. Of course, the green is for the ground, so those two gonna connect together. That green and green gonna connect together because that's the ground. And then over here, our hot wires is this black one. Then we also got a blue one right here. This one is for the light. So sometimes in the living room, you might have 2 switches for one light, one for the fan and one for the light, which is how our dining rooms is wired here. So each one, if you just want the fan on, turn on one switch, just want the light on, turn on another switch. But this one here, we're gonna tie these 2 together because we're only working with 1 switch in this living room. So we want the light and the fan to both be powered on at the same time, and then you just have to pull these strings, turn off the light or turn on the fan, whatever. So the blue and the black one, we're gonna tie those together. So they belong together, like Mariah Carey. So I'm putting the cap on there already, and then you gotta hook it up to your hot wire that's coming through here. Our hot wire that's coming from the box. So black and blue. All right, so after that one done, our next one is just our neutral wire. Neutral wire is our white one here. So white on white. So same thing, 2 greens go together, put the cap on, twist, twist, twist. After I twist these caps, I like to pull each wire to make sure that they in there tight and it's not just gonna pull out. I don't want no intermittent light, nothing like that. All right. Then after we do that, we're gonna use our screws. Got some browns and some gold thick screws that came with these boys. You get 4 of them. I'll take that back. I gave us 5 of them. One of them is the extra screw. Cause you know you're gonna drop one while you're up here. And again, you don't need a drill. You can do this by hand with a screwdriver. If you ain't got no drill. Some people, that'd be their excuse. I ain't got no drill. You might not need one. All right, that's nice and tight. Not gonna go nowhere. See our motor, rod spinners on there. I could go down there and actually turn on the power and pull these strings just to make sure this motor get to spinning. And that's what I'm gonna go do. I hate for this thing to be seized up or something like that. So let me run to the basement, turn on the power. Got the switch on, so I'm gonna pull one of these. I don't know which one, the fan or not. There we go. Good, it's running. I'm gonna pull it 3 times. Running pretty good. Quiet. Make sure no wires in the way. So that's good. Now I'm gonna shut off that switch and then go ahead and start putting on our finishing pieces. So now we need to put these fan blades on. We gotta install these fan blades onto the blade bracket. So we're gonna undo these here. Dump everything out. Make sure you got enough. All right, so right here is where you need to choose what color you wanna do. You got 2 options. You can do this brown right here, this wood. If we had hardwood floors this color, I would have did it this color. But since we got the black, we're gonna go ahead with the black. But you gotta make sure you put your bracket on right. So if you want the black to be shown, that means the face of your bracket need to be like that there. And you need to be screwing on the back of the opposite color. So if you want this color, your screws need to be on the black. If you want black, your screws need to go in on the wood color. So of course we want black, so our screws gonna be going in on the wood. And if you have a fan with like a multicolor fan blade, you still can switch your colors. It's not too late to switch the colors if you want your light fixture to look a little different. We like putting these ceiling fans in our rental properties because, well, in the ones that we don't have central air. So if there's no central air, we like to give them fans so they can be comfortable in the wintertime. I mean in the summertime. Not everybody can get an AC put in the window. Not every landlord can pay for central air at a unit when they first renovated by themselves. Coming soon. All right, so we got all these laid out. Now the screws we're gonna be using is these here with these pink washers at the end. So you see these screws here with the pink washer, them the ones you need for the center fan blades. And this washer is very important, so you don't go through the fan blade. Bam, like so. And then each fan blade take through. I really like doing this part with a screwdriver. Really don't need. Sometimes these drills can go too deep. So I like to actually, I know how my drill work, but you can dial your drill down if you're using a drill. It should start yelling at you that you're putting it too tight. And that'll be your warning. Hear that? That's what happens when you change the setting, which is pretty good because it's just warning you and stopping the drill from going too deep. I want to make sure that's actually tight enough too. I think that's good. Definitely don't want them too tight or too loose. You don't want your ceiling fan blades coming off and whacking somebody in the head. It may not even be a way. Well, it's always a way to make them too tight that you would just strip out the metal, but I don't think it'll strip out. It'll just get super tight. I'm gonna have to check the warranty on this fan too. Cause I feel like it should have lasted longer than that. I guess that's what different brands come in handy. You gotta spend a little bit more money on. All right. I actually want to test these. Test it with a screwdriver, you'll see how tight they really is. All right, so now that we preset those, it's gonna be pretty easy to slap them up there when we need them. So we just gonna stack these up, move these closer to our workstation. So this is my worktop right here on my ladder. So when I need them, I can just reach down and put them on up there. Next thing we're gonna need is our cover. Cover go on first to cover up all these wires, cover up the guts, all that good stuff. And then the light is gonna come and cover up this hole right here and lock all that off. If we don't put our cover on there first and screw the fan blades up there, there's no way to get the cover up there. And that's one mistake I used to always make. Moving fast, forgetting to put that thing on cover. Now I gotta unscrew everything and then put it back on there. And some fans, it's like multiple layers. You gotta do it. So that's the fans I used to be messing up on, but it was like, hey, it is what it is. Just make sure you slow down and see what you got going on and see what you're doing. Put on our cover. All right, so y'all put that up there, as y'all see, Just throw in those screws. Well, actually, it'll be screws already in your bracket. So you will have to take out the one on the right, whichever one don't have like the little slide latch on there. You have to take out that opposite one. So it's really this one and then the opposite side on this other side over here. So after you tighten those up, bam, now your base in place is on there. It's covering up all that ugliness. So now all we got to do now is screw those blades up here. So let's get to it. Make sure you screwing it in the right spot. You'll see spaces in between these spots right here where this grommet is at. And the screws you're gonna need is these black screws that's come in this bag. These are the ones you need to screw up your fan blade. And they come with a washer on here already. All right, so first fan blade, it's the same shape of your space that's inside there. All right, so we'll put that up there. Don't tighten it all the way. We'll put our other screw in there first before we tighten it all the way down. Make sure it's level. All right, that's our first one. Now it's time to throw up the other ones. And this should tighten down to that the washer that's in there closed. One more. All right, y'all, so next is the light situation. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually put our bulb in right now, and we're gonna go ahead and throw our globe on top while we got it right here, because no need to be doing this while it's up in the air. It's just extra work. And I'm glad I thought about that when I was about to take that other one down, because it made me realize that too, like, oh, hold up. I ain't even gotta take all this crap off. But we're gonna go ahead and tighten up these 3 screws. These 3 screws is what's holding on that glass globe. So when your light bulb blow, these are the 3 screws you need to look for to take that globe off so you can switch out your bulb. All right, give it a little shimmy shake. And then y'all see here, we got our hot and our neutral wire. This is gonna connect up to activate our light. Back to the sky. So then, on this bracket too, we have 3 screws. 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna take those out. That's what's gonna hold this up here. All right, now this big box, this boy can get pushed back in here. It be losing its adhesive. So that's supposed to be stuck up there like that. We're gonna go ahead and pull our strings down. These gonna have to feed through. If you went ahead and put these little pull chains on, just take them off, because you don't need to put them on just yet. So it's 2 screws on here. 2 holes, one here and one here. That's where these chains is gonna run through. So you can either feed them in now or later. It's kind of like a multitask. If you got another person that can help you, have them hold this globe while you connect these wires up. Up in this fan, you got 2 wires right here that's bagged up. You got a white one and you got a blue one. So that's pretty much like our hot and our neutral. So you're gonna need to connect the black and the blue wire up. And then we got white on white. It's neutral on neutral. Those popped in nice and snugly. Move that goofy box out of the way, man. They can't even get quality adhesive on the dang on box. Push that down and then feed in your chains and them holes. You see, this is not fully round. It's all the way round until you get here and there's a little drop down. Over here on this opposite side, or wherever your switch is at, there's a switch on here that'll change the direction of the fan blade. That's where that notch needs to be, towards that switch. Our switch is right there. So that's where that notch needs to be. They got all these damn wires in here all jumbled. Make sure you're not pinching no wires. Bam, it's gonna go up like so. Then you gotta put your screws in there. This is where another person will come in handy too. I really need my screwdriver for real. That'd be easier than this drill if I had a screwdriver. Now I gotta hold it with my elbow. Take the damn glove off. It's crazy how gloves protect your hand, but sometimes it just throw off your algorithm. I need to make some gloves where them boys is nice and tight on your hand. So if you have a magnetic bit, this where it come in handy. This one is kind of magnetic, so my screw can stick on there, so I can one hand this joint. All right, so I got my one screw in over here, another joint right here. Bam, that's it. Now we gotta push our chains through. Definitely recommend doing that last. All right, so now we gotta feed our chains through the hole. Boop, bam. All right, so after you got these chains fed through, go ahead and grab your little packet so you can hook your light joints up. And I believe this one here was the fan, but this is where you can turn it on and then pull each chain to see which one is the fan, which one is the light, because these are labeled. One of them got a light bulb on it and the other one got a fan right here. All right, so we got the light on. I feel like this the light. I was wrong. See, that's the ceiling fan. Light right here. So I got the light one in my hand. These little chains here, they hook up pretty easy. There's a little opening right there. There's a little opening in there. Just sit that chain in and just kind of pull it down. Bam. Do your chain hang low? We'll wobble to the floor. Most people chains break and they be putting shoestrings and stuff on there. That's what I used to see when I was young. I want y'all to comment down below. What's the wildest thing you've seen for ceiling fan pull strings? Shoestrings, yarn. Let me know what y'all seen or got down below. Be interesting to know. But look, now we can pull on the light. Bang. Pull on the fan. We good to go. Look at that, full speed. When I first tried to do that in the beginning, it wasn't happening. So we are good to go. Whoa. About to fall off the ladder. All right, y'all, so as y'all see, we are good to go. This fan is blowing nice and cool. It feels good in this joint now. Let me know what y'all think about this install. What's something different you would have did? And do y'all like this fan? I ain't gonna lie, this fan was like 62 bucks, so I see why it only lasted a couple years, but it's like, dang, come on now. It should be a set standard with type of motors and stuff you use. It's like, come on. But we're gonna see how long this one lasts. If this one lasts another 2 years, then we know to just start spending more money. Maybe that was the other one was a dud. Ceiling fans usually last long, man. That's it. Make sure y'all comment down below. We appreciate y'all. Appreciate chopping it up with y'all. Get on to the next video.